Welcome to the nation. I am your host, your president, your tour guide, Mr. Monster Mirago. I'm the landlord, the owner, tenant, the janitor. I mops the damn floor. Let's go. So, I have something to tell y'all. I'm pretty sure I came pretty close to clipping myself a few days ago. Deleting myself, unaliving myself. Not intentionally. I was driving. And I wasn't going to tell y'all about this because, frankly, it's a little bit embarrassing. I don't know, for a few reasons. It was a couple of reasons. I can't remember all of the reasons right now, but yeah. So it went down like this. Last weekend we went up to LA. I'm in Arizona right now, to anybody who don't know. My daughter's great-grandmother was celebrating her 90th birthday. So me, my daughter, and her mom, we jumped in the car and decided to drive up the road. LA is about 8 hours from us, 7, something like that. And driving out there, Jay did most of the driving. You know, I drove probably about the tail end. Anyway, we stayed from Friday to Sunday. The very next morning, I believe it was Saturday, I wake up and I go online and I find out my nephew brother, my bro-few, he's like my little brother and he's like my nephew. Because I'm friends with his brother and I'm friends with his father. Many of y'all may know my bro, Bo Black. He my hype man at a lot of my shows. He's a dope MC in his own right. And that's my bro. Like, I've known Bo since we were kids. Like, he was like 6 years old when I met him. But his little brother was killed in a car accident. And I woke up to that. And I got up, you know, and I went out. My daughter was in the living room, and I went and I hugged my daughter, and I cried. But so that happened. We went to her grandma's shindig and all of that, and all of that was fine. Everything went off, went over without a hitch. On the drive back, we're going back to from LA to Arizona. I forgot to mention, it was raining the whole time we was in LA. So, the whole time it was raining. And we get off on our journey, like sometimes it was raining hard, sometimes it was raining soft, but it was raining the whole time. And when I get off on my drive on the way back, when I start driving, I'm driving back, and I start driving, and like 20 minutes into my shift driving, I start to feeling sleepy. And all right, we're gonna keep this part right here secret. Jay don't watch my vlogs like this, so we're not gonna tell her this. I didn't tell Jay this because I didn't want her to feel any sort of blame. Good people, when you're a good person, anything bad happen in a lot of good people, when something bad happens in their vicinity, they start to think about what they could have done to avoid it, to prevent it or whatever have you. They start to assume some of the blame. And I didn't want to do that to Jade, right? But the last time we was driving back from LA, I don't know if it was to LA or back from LA, and as soon as I started driving, I was sleepy shortly into the drive. She got very upset. And I didn't want, I didn't want that to happen. I'm a sucker for that. But anyway, it's another function of ADHD, but we're not going to get into that. So while I'm driving, and I realize that speed keeps me alert. Anything under, once I get down to like 60 miles per hour, I start getting drowsy. Anything 75 and above, I was good. Like, I was completely alert. And that was the problem. Like, it wasn't a situation where I dozed off behind the wheel. It was the fact that I was alert, just driving too fast for it to be raining the whole trip. You know, some patches the rain would be light, some patches the rain would be heavy or whatever, but all it takes is to run into a puddle of water this thick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Car started hydroplaning, I started skidding, and it got scary quick. Like for the first smidget of a millisecond, it didn't seem like it was no problem. Like you drive through some water, you know, you feel that little slide floaty feeling. I knew not to brake. You understand what I'm saying? You got to kind of steer through it, but it was like I remember skidding to the left, to the right, like one of them dance songs they got, to the left, to the left, to the right, and then I don't know if I don't remember if I tried to steer back to the left, but eventually the car spun all the way around, did a 180, and I realized, like, I'm seeing the traffic that's behind me coming towards me. And I just basically, I steered it off of the wall. I tried to brake at that point to slow down. I didn't want to crash into the barrier too hard, but that was the way I was going, backwards, but I could see it. I was very alert in the situation and very calm in the situation, remarkably, but that's another function of ADHD that you'll learn. And overall, I did a good job of saving us because it could have been worse. I mean, like, none of us were hurt. Like, my daughter didn't even know what happened in the car. She was back in the she was in the back seat in her phone. She probably was dozing off this, that, and the third. When the car came to a complete stop, she said, "What just happened?" So I'm not sure how much she's aware. I might have another conversation. I talked about it with her, but yeah, she was the way she sounded. It was like it was nothing, right? But to me it was, and the car, the people or the car, there was not a scratch on nobody. Like, the car is fine. I think overall I did a good job under the circumstances, but it still could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? The circumstances were a hell of a set of circumstances, and yeah, I guess the lesson in this, the obvious lesson is don't drive tired. You know what I'm saying? Be careful when it's if the weather is bad, take all of the considerations that need to be taken. But there's another lesson. The lesson is, for me, in communication. It's in keeping it 100. It's in stop trying to people please. It's in stop masking. Be yourself. In ADHD, we have a term called rejection sensitivity dysphoria, right? It's I think it exists outside ADHD too. I mean, the term definitely, but the condition. It's like anytime somebody tell you something you don't like, somebody gives you a criticism, you know what I'm saying? They say, it's like we feel it deeper. We take it way more personally. Like, you could almost physically feel the thing. You know what I mean? And it kind of leaves a stain on you. You know what I'm saying? And from the second I got in the driver's seat and I started to feel sleepy, all I could think about was the last time that happened. I was just trying to avoid that. And what I was trying to avoid was just the feeling. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't but in trying to avoid those bad emotions or those bad feelings, I almost clipped us. So I think it's really important for us to recognize what we really feel it and to really be honest about it. You know what I mean? No matter, regardless to who feel what. Luckily, thankfully, everybody was all right. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was I don't know what the trauma level is in the situation. I feel like feel like I'm the most traumatized by the situation, but if that's the case, then so be it. But yeah, that's it. I just thought I'd tell y'all that. And, you know, remember, people, don't drive sleepy. It's worse than driving drunk. And don't mask. Well, I can't tell you not to mask. It's for people who mask. It's been a lifetime journey. Like, we've been doing it all our life for the most part. But just recognize when you in those moments and try to do better for yourself and your loved ones. You know what I mean? Because when you hurt, everybody that depend on you hurts as well. You know, and for me, you know, that was part of the embarrassment. Right in the middle, well, not part of the embarrassment. It was part of the reason why I did. Yes, part of the embarrassment. And part of the reason why I didn't tell y'all is because I literally found out I lost a loved one the day before from somebody driving reckless. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I just posted, but I didn't want to come on here and talk about that. Pause. But anyway, it's a learning experience. You live and you learn. Drive safe out there. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And be honest with yourselves and the people who love you. You heard? Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Do all the things. Spell all of this stuff right. Hit all of the links. The merch link. The Bandcamp link. If you want music. If you want gear and stuff. Whatever. Helter Skelter, not Helter Skelter. A's and H's, no E's and R's. It's R-O-C-K. K is 1,000. One on my thousands. Monster with an A, not an E and an R. And above all, it's BCC, not BBC. Pause protesters. Get your ass out of here. Rest of y'all.
I'm one of the realest you ever gon' see. I ain't come here to lie to you. Niggas done with a lie to you. I get Beanie Siegel's first album, but Paul Pierce even, they got the truth. I'm sick and tired of you comical when I'm not in the mood for jokes. You are not a goon, not a shooter or a rider. You shoot off your mouth and you be riding dudes cock for loot. That's a prostitute.